Welcome back to The Explainer. So today is August 4th, which marks a pretty massive milestone, Meghan Markle's 45th birthday. And look, this isn't just another cake and candles situation. It's widely being viewed as a really critical juncture in both her career and her public life. We have a ton of fascinating ground to cover today, from brand new theatrical releases all the way to some very quiet, behind-closed-doors royal reunions. Okay, let's dive into this. To really understand where the Duchess of Sussex stands today, we need to take a totally objective State of the Union look at her life right now. Think back to her 40th birthday. Remember that. At the time, she was fresh off that explosive Oprah interview, and she just signed these sweeping multi-million-dollar deals with absolute giants like Netflix and Spotify. Fast forward to today, at 45, and the landscape has definitely shifted. Some of those initial partnerships have ended, others have been restructured, but she's still pushing forward with an entirely new slate of projects. So what exactly does 45 look like for Meghan, and what can it teach us about modern celebrity reinvention? To answer that, we're going to unpack four distinct pillars: the 45th birthday milestone, stepping back into entertainment, the business of being Meghan, and a quiet royal reunion. Starting right off with pillar number one, the 45th birthday milestone itself. Now, if you were expecting some massive, star-studded Hollywood blowout for the Big 4-5, you might actually be surprised. According to a close friend who recently spoke to Hello magazine, Meghan specifically opted for a, and I quote, chilled day surrounded by loved ones. Instead of a grand public spectacle, she is actively choosing to keep things incredibly low-key and private this year. However, there is a very specific number attached to this birthday that royal observers are paying close attention to, and that number is 6. This marks the 6th consecutive year with 0 formal birthday messages posted on the royal family's official social media accounts to celebrate her. But it's not all radio silence. Sources and speculation strongly suggest that King Charles might very well be marking the day privately with her as they slowly continue the behind-the-scenes work of mending fences. And we'll actually get into the details of that relationship in just a bit. Moving right along to pillar 2, stepping back into entertainment. This Friday, August 7th, is an absolutely massive day for her company. Archwell Productions is releasing its very first theatrical film. It's a documentary called Cookie Queens. Executive produced by both Meghan and Prince Harry, the film follows several Girl Scouts who are navigating the wildly competitive cookie season while learning confidence, resilience, and leadership. Meghan has been super vocal about this project, calling it probably the cutest film at the Sundance Film Festival where it premiered, but also pointing out that it's one of the most powerful and meaningful depictions of the girlhood experience out there right now. In fact, in an exclusive interview with People magazine, Meghan really opened up about why this film resonated so deeply with her. She noted that director Elisa's vision, the music, the sheer honesty of the teaser, it made her and Harry laugh out loud, but also feel this really deep emotion as parents. Meghan admitted she actually got misty-eyed watching it. She connected her own past, being a brownie and a junior Girl Scout with her mom Doria Ragland serving as troop leader, to her current life, raising 5-year-old Princess Lilibet. Watching a young girl in this doc accomplish something she never thought possible clearly struck a very personal chord for her. But it's not just about producing. She's also stepping back in front of the camera, strategically using unscripted television for brand building. Take July 26th, when an episode of MasterChef Australia aired featuring Meghan as a guest judge. Now, filmed during a 4-day trip back in April, this was actually an unpaid appearance designed purely to elevate her brand profile internationally. And honestly, it proved to be a highly effective PR move, filled with these great relatable moments. We even got a surprise video call from Prince Harry joking about interrupting something important. Plus, she playfully revealed to the contestants that her own kids actually eat their Brussels sprouts, which is a miracle in itself. Behind the scenes, the strategy totally paid off. Producers told Marie Claire she was fantastic at judging, incredibly warm to the crew, and just came across as a totally normal human. All right, let's pivot to pillar 3, the business of being Meghan. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is the hard data. Data from the digital intelligence platform SimilarWeb reveals a 46% drop in web traffic for her brand, as ever, over the first 6 months of 2026. To put that into perspective, visits fell from 268,000 in January down to 145,000 by June. Now, to present the full picture here, while the web traffic has undeniably taken a hit, sources close to Meghan emphasize that the business is actually eyeing international expansion. Insiders are claiming the company is, quote, set to double in size and that their initial physical stock has been selling really well. So it's a bit of a complex picture, right? You have initial digital drops balanced against internal claims of physical brick-and-mortar growth. Taking a broader look at her current portfolio reveals this fascinating contrast between downscaling local efforts and renegotiating major international deals. For instance, at Godmother's bookstore, right in her backyard of Montecito, her as-ever pop-up has quietly been minimized from a large wall display down to a small table, with no jam products currently visible. Yet over in Hollywood, she is absolutely still playing in the big leagues. Her massive Netflix partnership was renewed, although reports do indicate the new agreement is on slightly less favorable terms than her original mega deal. And in the podcasting space, while her series with Love Meghan enjoyed a really solid 2-season run and a holiday special, it ultimately hasn't been renewed for a 3rd season. Just the objective realities of the business right now.
Which brings us to our 4th and final pillar, a quiet royal reunion.
Back on July 10th, a highly significant event took place that kind of flew under the radar. Meghan, Harry, Archie, and Lilibet quietly reunited with King Charles III. This was literally the first time the Sussexes had met privately with the king in 4 long years. It was described by sources as a completely cloak and dagger operation. Buckingham Palace did confirm the gathering took place at Highgrove House, which is the king's private Gloucestershire estate, but they declined to share any details. Both sides agreed to release absolutely no photos and make 0 public comments. Holding the meeting outside of London at Highgrove was a very strategic choice to ease ongoing security concerns, and it's widely believed Meghan joined primarily to support Harry and comfort the kids in an unfamiliar environment. And this brilliantly illustrates the total duality of Harry and Meghan's current relationship with the royals. It is totally split. On one side, you have King Charles III. They are actively mending fences. He hosted them for a private, intimate gathering, and both sides completely respected the boundary of no photos or comments. But on the other side, you have Prince William. The Prince of Wales was not present at Highgrove. He reportedly didn't speak with his brother at all, and sources describe their current relationship as being under a total blackout. So while the reunion with the king represents undeniable, real progress, the stark reality of the ongoing rift with William leaves any sort of broader family reconciliation highly uncertain. So what does this all mean? As Meghan Markle celebrates her 45th birthday today, we've watched her embrace a quiet personal life, push forward with new, heartfelt entertainment projects, navigate the turbulent data of her business ventures, and quietly mend fences with the king while remaining totally estranged from her brother-in-law. It's a lot. So which of these 4 pillars do you think will ultimately define her next chapter? It is a fascinating pivot point, and we will be right here to explain the sources and the data as her story continues to unfold. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning what's next.